Hi friends, welcome to the channel Learning RS Fun. In our last video, we have covered chi-square test, which is an important test in inferential statistics. And in this video, we will be covering a feature of RStudio, which is R Markdown. Now this R Markdown is going to help us record the code as well as its output in a form of a blending into a PDF or presentation, PPT, etc. What is a markup? Markup refers to the sequence of characters that you insert at certain places in a text to indicate how the file should look when it is printed or displayed. Say you are using Ctrl B for bold, Ctrl I for italics, etc. These are, you can say, examples of markups. And similarly, you have markup languages like HTML, HTML, XML, etc. And Markdown is another simple markup language. Markdown is a human readable syntax for formatting text documents. It's similar to using bold, heading 1, heading 2, etc. in HTML or MS Word. Pandoc Markdown, Ripple Doc, or Daring Fireball are some of the examples of Markdown. And what we are going to see is R Markdown. R Markdown is a file format for making dynamic documents with R. It means in the document, if you see some code, you may be able to execute that code. The R Markdown contains chunks of embedded R code and output. An RMD file is created using RStudio, that is .rmd is the extension of the file. It contains YAML metadata. YAML is basically yet another markup language initially, and nowadays it is YAML ain't a markup language. When rendered using RStudio, it forms a sophisticated data analysis document. Nitar is a package using which this R Markdown is created. The script contains a mixture of text and R code, which when processed, replaced by text and output, includes figures and tables. Chunks are, you can say, certain lines of the code. Instead of executing a code line by line, you can execute a code chunk by chunk. And Nitar basically executes this chunk. This is the syntax. We put 3 back quotes and then we put a curly brace, then we write R, then we give a name of the chunk. Then there are chunk options which you can give, after which you have to follow the code, that is the chunk basically, and then you have to complete this chunk with the 3 back quotes. There are chunk options which you can include after the curly braces for R and chunk name. Here you can use include, echo, message, warning and figure cap. And you can also set these chunk options globally using nitar ops _ chunk $ and set. Using that you can set certain options of this for throughout the document. You can also see how the work flows during R Markdown. You create a RMD file, that is .rmd extension file using RStudio, in which you can write a code of R, Python or SQL. Then you can use Nitar to knit the document, which will create a MD document, and that MD document when processed through Pandoc will give you a PDF for desired formats. That begs a question, what is Pandoc? Pandoc is basically a Swiss Army knife kind of tool where you can convert between various formats. If you visit this site, you will see a lot of such conversion details. With this, let us go to RStudio. Today's session will create an R Markdown document using RStudio, and for that we can use this file menu and then say new file and then R Markdown, or we can simply use this icon here. This also lists the various options. Here R Markdown we can create. Then there will be a dialog box like this. The dialog box you have to give a title title of our R Markdown document, let us give RMD. Then we want to give a HTML output. So I'll write HTML. This is the name and this is the author's name, and then out of the three options I have chosen this. Of course we can choose any option later on. And instead of creating a document, you can also create a presentation, and in that case you have got different options here. You got HTML slidey, Beamer, as well as PowerPoint, and then IO slides also. Or you can create a dashboard which can be used in a website. So a Shiny document or Shiny presentation. Or you can use a template where 4 templates have been given. You can use an interactive tutorial using Learn R package or R Markdown package. You can use GitHub document like that. So we'll just see only one, that is document. Here I have given the title, I have given the name, and now let us create this document. Now R has created a template here which is shown here. So let's maximize this. This is the template, and this document is not yet named. The title of this document is RMD HTML, but the file name is not yet written. We can save it and write a different file name. And these first 4-5 lines, that is 1 to 6, these are basically the YAML header, that is yet another markup language header. In this header you find title, author, date. These are standard options. Output which we create, and that the type of output which we want is going to come up here. Now after that there is a blank line, and we can give one or more as we want. Here there is a code chunk and 3 backquotes are given. Backquotes are basically the character available along with the tilde symbol in the keyboard. And then you give a curly brace, then you write R, then space, and then you give the name of this chunk. This is setup. There will be several chunks. So this chunk name is cars, that is at serial number 18. This chunk name is setup. In the chunk after the name, you have got the options. There are different chunk options. Shortly we will see the various options. And then we have got the neatar package. From the neatar package, a set function has been called in, and in that function echo is set to be true. We have seen in this slide that we can set the global options for the document. Now this is the code chunk. The backquotes here, again backquotes here, and then we have got this code. This can be executed using this symbol here, and then we will see this particular line coming up in the console. So R has executed this particular statement, and then we have got various markups here. Say for example, this markup is header 2. If you put one single hash and then say header 1, say header 1. Now you will see this header 1 size in the final document will be different than this size. This will be larger size and this will be a little bit smaller size. And then whatever text we write here, the same text will come. And we have seen that using this symbol we can execute it. We can also do the chunk options setting here. We can have, say for example, various options are there to show output only, or show code and output, show nothing and show nothing but don't run code. That is, this entire chunk will be there in the document in the file only, but when you can make the document, this code also will not be shown. It will not also produce any result. Whereas in this case, the code will be run, but the results will not be shown. In this case, code and output both will be shown. In this case, code will not be shown, output only will be shown. So these are the various options. Show code and output is what by default. And if any warnings are there, we can again set the warnings here. So we can do like this, then we are saying warning is true. We set messages also. Say for example, message is true. We are getting this. This is how you can apply. And now if you execute, all the statements here will be coming. All these statements will be executed, and that's what is coming in the console. Now let us move on to this code chunk here. The chunk name is cars, and then the only line of code here is summary of cars. We can add one more line. We'll say what is structure of car? Structure of cars. So there are now two lines of code. So individually you can use this control and enter as usual, and then bring it to the console, and then you can see the result there. So there are two field variables basically. One is speed, another is distance. Both are numeric. This is a data frame. That is the structure. In the data, the whole thing has come up here. You can also remove this from here. Again, summary of cars also you can individually execute. But if you execute through this whole chunk option, then both will be executed. And both results also will come up here. Hope you understood this. Now let's go to another chunk. Here again one title has come. Then here you see these three codes have come backwards. Again we are using a code chunk with a name pressure. And here we have set one option, echo is false. And then the actual code is plot pleasure. Let's execute this. So got the plot here. Pressure versus temperature. Now the whole document can be made now using knit. In knit, when you look at the various options, knit to HTML, knit to PDF, knit to Word, all options are available. We can create knit to HTML. So we have to provide a name. Let me give a name. RMD HTML1. Now the file has been saved. RMD HTML1.rmd has been created. You can see here. Not only that, this HTML file will be shown as an output also by R. So it has processed this data now, this file, and it has created an MD file. You can see. We have seen that in the slide, MD will be again further converted using pandoc to the requisite file. So we have got a HTML file, and then the title, whatever title we have shown, that is shown here. The name of the file is shown here, and the title what we have given in the YAML header, and the name of the author plus the date. These things have come up, and we have created one single hash header one which has come up here. Then double hash data is come up here. This size is lesser than this size, and whatever text is there, the whole text is coming up here. Then we are having one single line of code, str cars, and the data output for that is coming up here. Similarly for summary, we are getting this data, and including plots we can again got the plot also. The whole document which is available can be opened in a browser also, and this will be shown as a HTML document. So you got a familiar looking document where you see the whole information is available as a HTML file. Now we'll see the pandoc site. In pandoc site you will see what all conversions are possible. If you need to convert files from one markup format to another, pandoc is your Swiss Army knife. You can see the whole variety of them here. So pandoc is able to convert. So many options are possible, and at your leisure you can go through. This pandoc is what is being used by RStudio to create our HTML file. Okay, now we'll go back to our R code. Now we'll create one more file, new file. Here again R Markdown. This time we will create a presentation. Okay. So here I will say RMD PPT1, and here this can be created in 4 different forms. So let me use PowerPoint and I will say OK. So a default data will be inserted and you will get a document created by R, which will be ultimately converted into a PowerPoint. Now let me remove this. We have got again the YAML header, RMD PPT1, the title we gave, the author's name and as well as date, and output format, that is PowerPoint presentation. Here as usual setup chunk code is available. Then this is a R Markdown presentation. Markdown is a simple formatting, blah blah. To that you can see here slide with bullets. This is the first slide where bullet 1, bullet 2, bullet 3 bullets can be created using this hyphen as well as this bullet, whatever bullet text you want, and you can give a name here. So let me slide with bullets. Instead of that, let me say fruits. Instead of bullet 1, let me say orange. Let me use apple. Here let me put grapes. Okay, grape. Slide with R output. Okay. Now this is fruits and we have got this text. This is one slide. There is another slide where you give an output of data, that is cars is the name of this chunk and summary cars is the output. Instead of summary cars you can give anything else also, say for example summary trees. So trees data set summary will come up. Okay. Then there is a plots. Here also pressure is the data set and that data set plot is coming up. Here I can give empty cars also, for example. Okay. So these are the various slides, and instead of individually executing, let me do the knitting. In knitting, let me say I want a power. R wants a name as usual, and now this is untitled. So once I give say RMD PPT1, then when I save, the name here also will change. RMD PPT1.RMD. Now R Markdown is working and it is going to create this PowerPoint show for me. So work has been done, there are no errors. And now the PowerPoint program in the PC will be opened up automatically, and this PPT1, that is RMD PPT1.pptx, will be opened up in that automatically without our need to go in and then open it up. So Office PowerPoint, my version is 2007 in the PC. So whatever version you got, RStudio will be able to locate it and then open it up. So from the YAML header, the first slide has been created. The title what we give and the author's name as well as the date has come up in this. The second slide is showing the text. The third one is for the bullets. So whatever we created has come up. And then we are getting the fourth slide with the summary of trees. We know girth, height and volume. This data is available. And now we are asking a plot of empty cars. So for all the variables, a plot has been created. So you can do the usual work with the what is called PowerPoint and then resize the plots. You can add text and whatever embellishment you want, it can be done. So it's a PowerPoint file which you can save and then use it. So let me close this. I will not save this. I will say no. R Markdown quick reference. Here we got various syntax of R Markdown document, and then what results you will get. Say for example, if you write a plain text, the plain text will appear as a plain text. If you use star or asterisk, and then whatever you write, that will become an italics. If you use two asterisks, then it will become bold. For a superscript, you can use cap symbol, caret symbol, and then that will become a superscript. For strike through, you have to use double tilde. Like that, for a header, single, this is the top level header, where you have used a single hash. Up to 6 levels are available. Similarly, other possibilities are there to create ordered list. So if you want to create an unordered list, you have to just put star and then write and then plus. If it is an ordered list, then you have to give this way, and then the numbers will come like this. So these are various possibilities, plus chunk options have been explained in this. So you got different type of chunk options for code evaluation, for results and code declaration, etc. Say for example, in results echo, if we say echo is false, then nitar will not display the code in the code chunk above its results and in the final document. So in the final document you see the result, but just above the result you want the code to be displayed or not can be controlled using echo. Similarly, for whether you want a particular code to be evaluated or not, suppose you say eval is false, then nitar will not run the code in the code chunk. Like that, several options are given here. So apart from that, you see markdown syntax, nitar chunk options, then pandoc options are also available. Pandoc options are basically to conversion, how it can be converted. So this is a versatile tool. R Markdown is something which one can explore, and their research work which is done in R can be nicely blended and formed into a document, and which when it is shared with others, they can also do the analysis and then reproduce the same results. This reproducible research is what is needed to authenticate the research we have done, and this particular form of capturing the data and the code as well as the output of the analysis in a single document helps this process. So with this, we will wind up our study of R, and in the last video of this series, let us do a revision of all R concepts which we have learnt in these videos. Thanks for watching, and bye from